Hey guys, welcome back to SLT Learning. This is Ankit Prajapati, and today we have come up with another questions on Selenium. And if you are preparing for QA automation job role, I will suggest just go through this playlist, which contain almost all the common questions, mostly asked frequently questions by the different MNCs. So let's see what questions that we're gonna cover today. What is the difference between the 401 and 40 status code? Okay, or in another term you can just say what is the difference between authentication and authorization. This is a more kind of API related automation question, but I will just say sometimes in our Selenium, when we use the rest assured libraries, right, at that time also it is always good to know about these two commonly. I will just say is the response code that you mainly get when you're working with the authorization and authentication part. Okay, and as a conceptual wise, I will just suggest this is the one of the most frequently asked question in your interviews. I'm gonna create the playlist for the API testing related interview questions separately. I will include this question over there as well. But as of now, in Selenium, we have also included because that is the request from our one of the candidate to be a part of this particular playlist. Okay. So the 401 and 403 HTTP response status both are related to the authorization and authentication issues that we face in our API related testing mainly. Okay, but they have the different meanings, and the meaning is little bit different, and that's why it is mainly asked in interview because you know the logic behind 401 or 403 that they want to know. Okay, so today we're gonna make it very clear and cluster for you so you can easily answer this question. So let's first talk about the 401 means unauthorized, means you are not authorized. Okay, you are not authorized to enter the room. First things, understand like from that my point of view. Okay, you are not authorized to go to the company, go into the company. Let's suppose at the time of the entrance, right, you normally punch, or in the biometrics you do, or you punch your ID card at the entering door of your company. That means at the beginning level it is it is checking your authorization, it is authenticating at the beginning. Okay, so if you are allowed to go inside or not. So this is the meaning of 401. So first things 401 means, if you see in a numerical way, 401 is come before 403. So 401 means you are not allowed to go inside the company. If you think from that point of view, it will be easy for you. Otherwise you will get confused between 401 and 403. So 401 is unauthorized, means you are not authorized to access. For that, what you require credential. If you enter the invalid detail, you are not authorized. Okay, sometimes wrong password, wrong token, expired token, or expired biometrics, or your ID card has been disabled by the IT team, something like that way it will happen. Okay, so in that case what will happen, you need to ask for the login, you need to ask for the valid ID card so you can go into the company. Okay, so these are the real scenario, but let me also give you some of the scenario that you can just say API token is missing in your API keys, no authorization header has been included in your API keys. So these are the two mainly the reason when you face 401 error. Okay, so API key is totally missing, or you are passing the wrong API key or something like that way. So in that case it will also show you the 401 error. Okay, sorry, if you pass the wrong API key it will show you the 403, and I will explain you what is 403. So now suppose 401, you know, at the first gate of your company you are authorized or not authorized. Now suppose you have the valid authentication, you have valid password and username and password, you have valid detail to go into the company, but what is happening now, you are not allowed to go to the IT room, you are not allowed to go to the HR room, you are not allowed to go to the account room. Okay, so at that time what will happen, forbidden means authorization, you are authenticated to go into the company, but you are not authorized to or access to specific things in the company. So in this term, user is authenticated but do not have a permission to access the resource, that is called 403 forbidden or unauthorized. You are not authorized to access specific things. This is the access, means access is denied. Sometimes you will also see access is denied. So for that you need required authorize, you require the proper permissions, proper role to access that specific things. Okay, the cause will be authenticated user lack the necessary authorization, roles or permission to access the resource. Okay, now real world example, user is logged in but user is trying to access the admin endpoint. At that time it will receive the 403 unforbidden. means you will have a valid token, but you are trying to access the resource which is not allowed in that specific API token or API key. Okay, so 401 means you are not allowed to the entry gate. In 403 you are allowed to go inside the gate, but you are not allowed to specific account or specific department. Okay, in simple term you can understand like that way. Let's see. 401 means you are not allowed, sorry, you are not who you are say you are. Okay, so if I am say I am Ankit Prajapati, right, I have to showcase my ID card. Okay, proper ID card, I am Ankit Prajapati, something like that way. So you have to prove yourself, you require login details, you require proper valid credential in term of to overtake the 401. But in 403 you are not allowed to do certain things. Okay, so let's suppose if I am a Ankit Prajapati but I don't have a license, so I don't have a four-wheeler license, I cannot drive four-wheeler. Okay, so similar kind of things, you are not allowed to do certain things, means you are logged in but you are not allowed to do certain things, you are blocked on certain things, and it says access denied for you. So if you answer like that way, even though in API as well, if you answer like that way, it is more than enough to tackle this question, guys. Okay, so if you like this video, please subscribe to our channel, so we will come up with the more such videos, and you can share this video with your colleagues who are preparing for the QA automation interviews. Okay.